Okay, today we're going to be making this cute little chubby succulent. These look great in clusters. Once again, when you have a lot of complicated patterns, striped leaves, busy, every now and then when you're making an arrangement, you want your eye to slow down, roll over something soft and succulent. So, we're going to learn how to make this. This isn't a particular species. This came from looking at a lot of succulents and noticing patterns and shapes and then trying to mimic those patterns and shapes. So, what we need today, tissue blade. I have my handy dandy sherry glass here, and today you're going to see another reason why I use this little piece in particular. Because not only do I work on it up here, but I'm going to use this curved part to shape some pieces today. Now, I went around my apartment quick and looked around to see what other kinds of things I had if you don't have a glass like this. A little glass ramekin, the bottom of a wine glass, side of a baby food jar. There's other things you can use, the side of a Tylenol bottle. Find something that's got a curve similar to this and use that. But you are going to need something to work against, something to curve. So, I'll leave you to it. Artists are resourceful. Now what I have here, this is going to be my base. We're not working with scrap mud clay today because of the translucency, and I don't want any dark edges to show up in the finished piece. I'm going to use a darker piece of green for my base today. For our leaves, I have a ball of mostly Primo translucent, and I have tinted this. Horrors. I've used Sculpey 3. This is a green that comes in a classic color sampler pack. I often buy them, and then I shave off little slivers to mix in to my clay. And as you can see, this really tones down when it's mostly translucent. And to that, I've also added just a hint of Primo Accents Wasabi. So that's the color we have here. It's mostly translucent and tiny little slivers of this green and this wasabi. Okay? So that's all you need for this today. Okay, the next step is to break your ball of green into graduated sizes. It's not important what size these are. What's important is that they're graduated in size towards the end. 2 very small, 3 the next size, and 5 the next size up. And when you roll these, you want to make sure, see how nice and shiny they are? See this one? Still has little lines from balling up the clay in. You're going to want to roll that on your glass. Add some pressure. Work the air bubbles out. Spend some time getting that just right and shiny. See that? Take those lines right out of there. Have everything nice and shiny and in graduated sizes. There's no exact science. I eyeballed these. I picked off, I added on until I had what looked like fairly even sizes. And now we can begin to shape them. So what you want to do, I'll roll some of these off camera here. Okay. So we have our 2 center pieces. I start out with circles. I'm going to roll it till it's about a tic-tac shape. Now I want to slant my finger gently and roll on this end, and I want to slant my finger sharply and roll on this end. So I want a thinner end here, fatter end there. And pick it up, okay? Let's get this out of there so it focuses. Pick it up, roll this between my fingers. I'm looking for a rounded point, not too pointy. There you go, rounded point, fat, long base. So I'm going to show you that again. Take your circle, roll it straight in the middle, applying pressure, get your tic-tac shape. Now this side, I'm going to press my finger down gently sloped, and roll. See that? It makes a longer end. I'm going to come on this side, and I'm going to press hard. It brings this end up off the thing. Press hard, and put a quick slant. That one's not quite enough. On this one. See that? Long slant one end, stubby on the other. Pick it up, smooth. This is kind of, yeah, there we go. A little groovy on the end. Smooth it out to a shape you like. That round point on the top. Set it down. Okay? Same thing for the medium-sized balls. We're moving up. Those were our two tiny centers. Put your finger in the middle. Press down. Now you have a big fat tic-tac. You're going to do the same thing. Gentle sloping motion on this side. Big sloping motion. Press hard on this side. Long end, stubby end. Round it out. So we're going to do this to all these pieces, and then I'll come back and show you how to shape them. Okay, I've shaped all my little balls into these blunted bullets. As you can see, they're not identically shaped, but it's roughly. I like to lay them all out, and if something isn't shaped the same as everything else, you can easily see it. Eyeball it, make an adjustment. There you go. So, once you have all these together, you're going to want to go get your curved surface, right? Now here's what I do. Take the long end, put it down at the bottom, flatten it onto that glass. I'm not pressing too hard. I want to leave the bulk. I want to leave the bulk of this on here. I don't want to push too hard here. I'm pulling a little bit here. I'm tapering it towards the top. See the shape? Leave it fat in the middle. Now I'm going to roll towards an edge. I'm still not pushing the bulk of this. I'm just rolling towards an edge. Come over on the same side, same thing. I'm not pushing hard here. I'm taking my finger and I'm rolling it over the edge. See how it makes a nice rolled edge against the glass? Go up. Now check your shape. This is about what I'm looking for. Now I have fingerprints on this side. This side's good. We rolled it on our glass. And we've rolled it on here, and it's been pressed onto here, so it's smooth under there. And you want to come up here, burnish off those fingerprints, off of the bulk of this, get it shiny and smooth again. And then when you remove it from your curved surface, only touch that bottom part. Now your fingerprints are only going to be in the bottom. Set it down carefully to the side, and move on to the next one. So I'm setting the fattest part onto the glass, and then I just roll my finger. See? Almost banana shape. You want to keep the thickness here. So push a little bit here, pinch that edge, roll up over towards the top, press harder at the top, leave that middle fat. Come back to the side, roll over that edge. Other side, roll over that edge. Check the shape on top. Looks pretty good. I'm eyeballing the symmetry fairly good. Rub out your fingerprints. Get it nice and shiny again. And then peel it off your surface carefully by the bottom. Now let me show you this trick with one of the much bigger leaves. not going to set it as high up because I know it's going to travel this way. So set it right here. Okay. Set that banana on there. Same motion. Just takes a little bit more to do it now because it's bigger. Keep that banana shape. Now these outer ones need to be wide. So go ahead and push that out to either side. So it's nice and wide. Oh, I still got that up against there. See that? And then fingerprints out. Pick it off by the bottom. I do not like the shape of that. See this? It came off of there a little weird. No worries. It's clay. Push that back into a shape that I like. Stick it back on my glass. Thin that top out a little bit. Check the shape again. That should be a smoother edge. Try it again. There we go. Now that defect is out of there. Okay. Set it aside. One more time with the middle size piece. Set the hump on your glass. Make the banana shape or a slug shape. It's a banana today. Okay. Pull that bottom out. Taper both sides along the glass, and now roll it to the side. Turn it the other way. Roll it to the side. Come up, check your shape. Looks a little wonky there. Roll it to the side. As you can see, we keep the thickness through the heft of the leaf. We want that. So, pull it off. And there we go. Alright, do that to all your pieces. Shape them, and then we'll come and let them rest. Shape them and let these rest. Please just walk away, watch a TV show. Let these rest. You want them nice and solid so they don't bend or get kinks or lots of fingerprints in. This solid color is susceptible to show every little bit of damage or touching you did. So the more you let this translucent rest, the easier it's going to be to work with on the build. So go ahead and do them all, walk away, do something else, and then we'll come back and do the build. Okay, time to grab that darker green. We're going to make a base. Make a fat cone, and we're going to slice the top off so we have a place to set this plant when we start. So a fairly fat cone, doesn't matter how tall it is, it matters that it's fairly fat. I'm going to lop off the top, off with its head. That's a nice flat surface, you'll see why we need that. I'm going to attach it to my glass, and now I've got this volcano shape, or maybe a mesa or a butte. What do they call those out west? Those rock formations? Anyway, here's what we got. Mushroom stem, no top. Alright. So, we'll need that in a few seconds. We're going to start with our two smallest leaves. And we're going to set them together like so. Pretty close. Okay, that's our very center bud leaves. We're going to take the next three and make a 3-point formation around what we just made there. 1, 2, 3. Okay? Squish it in there, cup it around nice. Beautiful. Now, I'm only pushing, trying not to touch the sides where everything's nice and shiny. If you do, try and work that out of there. Alright, now I'm going to take my dull tissue blade, don't slice your fingers, I lop this off flat at the bottom. Hold it on there. And bring my base back over. And now I can just set that right down on there. Smush it into and onto. I'm just moving this clay of this base, just getting it all in there until it's attached. Alright, some things have squished apart since I've done that. There we go. Okay, now we're going to come back in with this last set of leaves. We're going to do a cup of 5 around. 1. Going to overlap them just a little bit. 2. It's just touching the edge of the other one. See that? Just overlapping just a hair. Same here. Just going to let that touch a little bit. Almost looking like a crocus shape. But we're going to squish it all together so it cups itself a little better. Alright, same thing. Another one just over the edge. See, just overlapping the edge before it just a little bit. I had my height messed up there. There we go. And one more. And that one's overlapping just a little bit. Squeeze that. Just squeezing it onto the base, right under. Give them all a good squeeze in there. And now I'm going to come up and I'm going to make this cup onto itself just a little bit more. Get that tight, nice tight little roll in there. Lob off the honking base. And there you go. And as you can see, you bring another one in, cluster it with it. Oh, look how cute that is. I'm probably going to make another one right there for a project that I'm making. But these are great. And as you can see, these don't come out exactly the same every time. It's that pre-shaping. I'm going to squish that together just a little bit more. There we go. Here's a little bonus clip for you today. I've taken the piece that we just made in the tutorial and I've added it. And what I've done is I've gone and as you see that little bit of pink in there, just a little bit, I've taken some shaved pastels, just regular art pastels, that color right there, and gently brushed it on to my plants. Give it a little bit of winter blush, and it's gorgeous in a cluster.